The big embarrassment for Harry Reid is the fact that this was supposed to get voted on Thursday night.
They waited for you to go to the spring training.
Well, apparently, now that I'm back, it's okay for them to go ahead and do it. And according to Politico, it's interesting because after Harry Reid came up 4 votes short on Thursday, right? And so they closed the doors, and in the room, Dick Durbin, Harry Reid, and apparently Nancy Pelosi. And according to aides outside, there was swearing and yelling, and apparently the House Democrats are so upset that Harry Reid can't actually control his members.
Yeah, I think the most amazing thing, though, is what this budget director continues to say every time he goes on TV. I think he needs a little PR training, because Obama pledged that he was going to get rid of all these earmarks, and now he's placing the blame completely on the Bush administration for this omnibus bill. If he wanted to make a statement, he would be like a relief pitcher, and he would win the game, and he would veto this thing, and he would live up to his word.
This didn't come from Bush's White House, didn't come from Obama's White House.
Right.
This came from the Democratic-controlled Congress, and he could come in and redo this thing right away. He could come out and says veto it. We've been over this over and over again. So this is, he is trying to say that, listen, it already generated, I don't want to alienate the people that drew this up, because I'm going to need them for something else, but I promise it won't be there next year.
Yeah, but I think it's absurd that they're saying that Obama will live up to his word the next time around. Wouldn't you make a much
pass?
But wouldn't you make a much great? To me, that was like a slammed headline right into the face when I saw that yesterday on the talk shows. What? I mean, you're going to live up to what you said 6 months ago the next time around. Why not live up to it now?
Eric Cantor says he should go in and change the bill. So everybody was talking generally about the economy, but he was against. He's upset about this bill.
Absolutely.
He's one of a few Democrats that says I don't think it should pass.
There's an item today in USA Today that talks about how they've looked at. Remember when the White House said 4 million people would wind up with jobs through this? Now they're saying 2 million. Now they're saying as well that perhaps as much as 15% of those 2 million could be illegal aliens who get the federal stimulus money.
The White House isn't saying that.
No,
for them to admit that would be huge.
Heritage Foundation has made that estimation.
Right. 2 conservative think tanks have said that that's exactly what might happen. 300,000 jobs going to illegal immigrants, a lot of them in California because there's a lot of construction jobs there.
Now, the key is when this thing started in the House, a Republican congressman from Georgia by the name of Jack Kingston put in specifically that contractors who got the stimulus money had to use this thing called E-Verify. But then when it wound up in the Senate bill, it was deliberately taken out. So Jeff Sessions, a Republican from Alabama, is going to insert it as an amendment coming up this week. So it looks like the Republicans are saying, wait a minute, we don't want the money going to illegals. We want it to go to people who are in the country and who have actually signed the guest book.
Right, and that E-Verify program, I guess they would have to ask for Social Security numbers before they would hire the construction workers or whatever workers would be getting the federal dollars coming from the stimulus bill.
They can spot a phony one.
And by the way, I met Jeff Sessions' son at a Alabama bar.
Talk about politics.
Yep, Barack Obama talking to on Air Force One to the New York Times said a whole bunch of stuff that made the papers yesterday. And one of the things that still has us talking today is the fact that he would like to talk to the Taliban, but in particular, not the crazy Taliban. He wants to talk to the moderate Taliban. Good luck finding them.
Well, as we all know, he's sending 17,000 more troops over to Afghanistan because, and he also admits that we're not winning that war right now. That's why he's probably sending more troops. But part of his other strategy is to sit down and talk with them. He draws the analogy to how the Bush administration sat down and talked to the Sunni section of the situation in Iraq.
Well, we asked you over the last 2 hours, do you agree with Obama's plan to talk to the terrorists? We asked you to pick up your cell phone and text us. If you said, who was that? Now, Brian?
Know what happened is I sat on my phone.
And you dialed with your bottom?
Yeah, and it turns out I dialed my own voicemail.
He is multitasking anyway.
Right. Am I going to get charged for that call?
I don't think so.
All right, good.
So if you think it's a bad idea, text FRIENDS1 to the number 36288. If you think it's a good idea, text FRIENDS2 to 36288 as well.
How's it going so far?
So far, 9% of you say yes, it is a good idea, but 91% say bad idea.
But there's also rumors of 14 Democrats getting together saying, what can we do to rein in some of the spending? So there is some movement within the Democratic Party that it's not acceptable to put this earmarked bill through, but it's going to be voted on today.
Are you suggesting that some of those Democrats are actually taking Barack Obama's advice?
Which
and
is
voting
right.
against it, even though he's not?
Okay, but here's the deal. The budget director for Barack Obama has had some difficult time explaining on TV shows why the president would not veto this humongous spending bill. They've given a lot of excuses, that whole inheriting thing. They said, well, look, this is like a pitcher coming in the ninth inning. The first 8 innings were played by the Bush administration, so, you know, we're really not going to cut out all these earmarks. We're going to do that next time. See, I think it would show a tremendous amount of credibility if President Obama would veto this thing this time. He said in that debate he was not going to accept any earmark spending. So how can you do that and then not veto this bill? I don't get that.
It doesn't make any sense. And Newt Gingrich brought that up yesterday on Meet the Press. He said that it just flies in the face of two things. Number one, Barack Obama promised two things in that debate. He said, you will not see any bill signed out or put out, signed on or put out if it was not exposed to the public for at least 5 days. Well, that's gone by the boards because of the stimulus package. The other thing he said is, you're not going to see any earmarks in government spending, excess government spending in my administration. And you're seeing close to 9,000. And to say it's a bill from August when it was a Democratic Congress that put it together, he could call up 1-800-PELOSI and say, Nancy, you're embarrassing me. This goes against everything I stand for. Oh, you want me to hold? I'll hold. And then Nancy comes back to him, and then he's able to finish the conversation.
To the next budget.